Awesome. Hey, everyone. Welcome to our very first live. We're going to be doing an entire series on getting the best use out of your AngelSense and how to use it not just for safety, but for teaching your child new skills for independence. This episode specifically with your two-way speakerphone. So this is episode 1, Summer Safety Tips and Tricks from none other than us, your AngelSense experts. So we will go ahead, introduce ourselves. My name is Melissa Schuffelbein. I'm a board certified behavior analyst. I'm a parent of a child with autism. I became an AngelSense user in 2015. My son was put on the wrong bus and the first day of school, and it took over an hour to locate him. Been an avid user ever since. AngelSense has changed our lives. And now I am a clinical advisor with AngelSense, teaching parents every day how to use it for skill building for independence. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to my partner in crime, Miss Lauren.
All right. Thanks, Melissa. Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren DeClaire. I am also a board certified behavior analyst. Been working with individuals with special needs for a little over 12 years now. I love finding new ways to use technology and help individuals that we serve. And that's what led me to this product, AngelSense, that we're going to give you all sorts of tips and tricks today. So I'm excited. And yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about summer safety. Are we diving into?
So today we're going to really talk about how to get the most out of that AngelSense, your tips and tricks. So again, this is episode 1 of a series. And today we're really focusing on that summer safety and how to utilize the AngelSense, not just for safety, but also for skill building, how to really engage into those summer activities without fear, making sure that you are doing everything for your child and not falling into what we call the vicious cycle of safety concerns. Lauren, can you go over what that vicious cycle looks like?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, what we call and refer to as the vicious cycle of safety concerns, it's really the overall impact of this is it's much bigger than just dealing with specific elopement issues or incidents, things like that. It could be anything from going to a field trip, going to a friend's house, taking a dog for a walk, taking a walk on the beach, going, outside to do some leisure activities. So what we call this the vicious cycle, it really starts with that safety concern. So where parents might start to get anxiety over engaging in some of these activities. So then we naturally might increase, which leads to restricting that environment. And then we might avoid these activities altogether. So we might avoid going to the beach or avoid allowing our individuals, our loved ones being able to go take a walk around the block or take a bike ride, things like that. So, then from there, we might start to see an increase in maybe some challenging behaviors as well, because we are restricting their environment and their world. So, Melissa, what would be an example of this that you have encountered at some point in the past?
Yeah, so like speaking as a parent and also having had experience with this as, a practitioner. So in my example particular, I gave the example my son was lost on the bus. So the way that I would fall into the vicious cycle of that is, first I would have a lot of anxiety around that. Like I can't guarantee that he's going to be safe, and I can't, make sure that he's going to get from point A to point B without getting lost. So now I need to restrict that environment. I have to make sure that he gets there. I'm going to drive him to school. He just can't ride the bus anymore. And then what happens with that, as we've seen with a lot of our parents too, is like we don't ever teach them how to do it. So then it turns out like we assume that they can't do it. So then we don't make them like practice doing it. So then in turn they can't do it. So now it's like increasing the dependence and increasing the level of support that a child needs. And by no fault of our own, we're just trying to keep our child safe. But without having the opportunity to practice these things, now I restrict the environment even more. I don't want to go to the park with him because I can't keep him safe. I don't want to go in near bodies of water because I can't keep him safe. So Lauren, can you go through a little bit about how AngelSense kind of breaks that cycle?
Yeah. So with the use of AngelSense, we can help kind of some of these individuals practice independence, while also giving their, the caregivers kind of that peace of mind to be able to allow them to do these things, allow them to practice these independent skills while also knowing that they're safe. So it kind of essentially it facilitates their confidence for both the caregiver and the individual, as well as autonomy. So which overall, what we're aiming for is to improve that quality of life for the family as a whole, and for them to be able to do these things, while knowing that their loved ones are safe. So we want to hear from you guys. Feel free to put in the comment in the chat. What types of summer activities have you avoided? Do you feel like you're avoiding due to these safety concerns? So we want to hear from you guys. And I know there's a couple of, examples like that we've already given, going to the beach.
Like water based. I know a lot of our parents really try to avoid things with water, or anywhere that, you can't really control the environment. So I mentioned parks, but even think like metro parks. Yeah, biking and swimming, camping for sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a huge one. Going to the river or the lake. Yeah. Any summer activity, which almost all of them are because they're outdoors, it's incredibly difficult to guarantee safety.
Yeah. Anything
outside the house. Yeah. The house is usually the friendly place. Like we know we can keep them safe in there. Anything else is a toss up. We're not quite sure. But crowded events, yes. Anywhere that you can't really if your child wanders away or even steps a few feet away from you, the guarantees of safety are gone. Like those are all kinds of things. And summer is full of these kind of events. And what we try to do with our parents is find ways to safely participate so that the child can experience them and grow. So wonderful. So again, our episode today is your summer safety tips and tricks. And we are really focusing today on summer safety and utilizing that two-way speakerphone. So again, this is a snapshot of your AngelSense app. So if you are a user of AngelSense, or if you are not yet one, I can just show you how easy this is. So I'm in my son's app right now. He's wearing his watch. He is out and about having a summer day, which I could never, ever, ever do. But he is with his cousin going to the park and going to the beach. Now, to use that two-way speakerphone, which is a huge, huge tech toolkit asset in gaining independence and making sure that we're allowing him to participate in these things, is I go in, I click voice, and I click on two-way voice. And what this enables me to do is to give him instructions. I'm able to contact him. I can talk with him. I can talk with his cousin who he's with right now, anyone around him. And we've really, truly been able to utilize this as a tool for building up independence and allowing a lot of parents to participate in some of these summer activities. So we want to give you just a few examples of how we've been able to do this. Lauren, can you share just a few quick ways that you've been able to work with parents using the two-way speakerphone?
Yeah, so with one family that we've been working with for a little bit over a year now, we worked with just starting to teach her son to respond to simple kind of one-step, two-step instructions using that two-way speakerphone, which then led us to working on different settings, different instructions. So we started providing different kind of simple instructions through that two-way speakerphone. Then we started teaching him how to, verbally describe his surroundings. So if he ever got lost or wandered off, things like that, we would know that we would be able to kind of communicate through that two-way speakerphone. Which then kind of led to her allowing him to do things like go around the block on his hoverboard or his bike, things like that. So knowing that we're able to call through that two-way, call through the device and communicate with them, kind of gives you that confidence to allow them to go and essentially be a kid and do summer things, things like that. So how about you, Melissa? What are ways that you've kind of worked on it with some of your families this summer?
Lot. So first and foremost, and we did get a question around this, what is probably one of the main safety concerns during summer and participating in some of these summer activities is elopement. I mean, we do have programs that we are working with our parents for a multitude of different challenging behaviors and for skills, but elopement really is, you know, a big topic of concern. And someone commented, even at the movies they were trying to run. So just like Lauren said, for elopement, we start with teaching a child to follow very simple instructions, regardless of their communication level. We just start with whatever that child is most likely to respond to, and sometimes it's even just a familiar song or just something that they're able to respond. And we graduate that to where they're following simple instructions. So I love the example we have with one of our parents. She was able to start with just remember we were teaching her and her son how to finish familiar favorite songs. Like she would start the song through the speakerphone and he would finish it. Then that graduated to following simple instructions like stop or come find mommy. And then once her child was able to do that, now graduating all the way to that, parent was able to take her child to Disney without even a concern. So it starts really gradual and then it works its way into being able to really participate because we're able to really teach the child how to utilize that speakerphone and follow instructions for safety. Lauren, we have a really great success story with this. Can you tell us a little bit about our other parent with the 17-year-old?
Yeah. So basically, we started just using those, again, starting small, those simple instructions through the speakerphone. We specifically focused on the morning routine, so giving those prompts and those instructions throughout kind of that daily morning routine. And then it just led us to working on, again, teaching him, different how to ask for help through the speakerphone, things like that. Working all the way up to now they are going to summer day camps. So mom, again, took a leap of faith and is allowing him to go to these summer day camps, knowing that he is able to contact her and she is able to contact him at any point in time if and when needed. Melissa, can you explain some of the other features that can help parents if they still have anxiety, even though, they can use that speakerphone? What happens if, God forbid, somebody does wander off or somebody does get lost in these situations? What are some ways that they can utilize those features?
100%. So we also got a comment too, like, does this apply for elderly people? Does it, qualify for dementia, Alzheimer's? Absolutely. Anybody that you want to maintain independence and you want to be able to assist remotely when needed, this is applicable. And we do have people who are using it for that age group, that type of need. And like Lauren mentioned, okay, we want to strengthen independence. We want to work on these skills, but what if we have an issue anyway? What if we give the instruction and the child still wanders? What do we do then? And this is part of that tech toolkit that we utilize for summer safety. So another feature that you may not be aware of is the show my location. So again, I mentioned my son is out and about. He's in a familiar location right now. So let's say I want to be able to find him. Let's say we're at the beach. We're hiking somewhere in the woods. We're camping, like someone had mentioned. That's a huge point. What if there aren't landmarks to be able to identify him? So I will use the show my location. And as you can see, that gives me a direct route from where I am to where he is. That cuts down that location time in an unbelievable amount. So let's say we are working on skill building, but elopement happens anyway, wandering happens anyway. I'm able to see exactly where he's at and exactly how to get to him, which takes away a lot of that what if. And then again, another feature would be to share location. And what I can do is I can get a link, and that link can be given to emergency personnel. And as long as I have their number, I can send it to them and they have access to this data. They will be able to see my son's location and be able to help me find him. Again, in an emergency situation, We want to make sure that tech toolkit is there to support you, so you're not just relying on one or two features. You have a whole set of resources to help you be able to locate immediately. Now, Lauren, so as you saw in my screen, my son is like across a river. He's at a pool. What about those bodies of water? Is the AngelSense waterproof? What do we do with that?
Yeah, so the device itself is water resistant, but we do offer there is a waterproof pouch that can be used. So when an individual or a child is engaging in some of these summer activities, like going to the pool, going to the beach, we have that waterproof pouch that can be helpful and definitely useful, because while it's not waterproof, it is water resistant, so this can make it waterproof. So we do have a discount code for all of you joining us today. We are offering 15% off for the next 24 hours. So if you do not have one of these nifty little pouches yet, definitely helpful, especially during these summer months.
Yeah, and if you are not an AngelSense user currently, you will need to purchase your AngelSense, and then when you go to apply your accessories, you can use this code within that 24 hours. So this applies to you whether you're an AngelSense user or not. Just make sure you purchase that AngelSense, and then you apply the code when you're going through your accessories. So with that, we're going to open it up to a little bit of Q&A. Again, we want to hear from you. We want to hear your examples, your stories. You have our contact information if you need anything else from us. I do want to highlight, someone did give an awesome example. It says, my husband would call me and I would call our son through AngelSense, and my son would start talking to me, and it would keep, so if you keep your child talking through that to a speakerphone, it helps in location as well. So again, finding those safe ways to participate in some of these maybe more daunting activities.
Mm-hmm.
With that, are there any other questions? If not, we can go through a lot of our frequently asked questions.
Yes, so someone asked if the watch is waterproof or water resistant. So yeah, that is the watch is water resistant, not waterproof. Again, same with the device.
Yeah, absolutely. Another frequently asked question that we get is, what if my child has limited communication skills? Like what if they're nonverbal? What if they don't respond to instructions? Like, how do I start that? And again, we gave a few examples of being able to start wherever that child is at. So we get creative and we really think outside the box. We start to think of, what would that child, actually respond to? And sometimes it's, a phrase that's a part of one of their favorite videos, or sometimes it's just a little, you start a song that they are really familiar with. We even tried with one of our parent-child teams, is they did a scavenger hunt, and they tried to find something that was really, really motivating for them, and they had to pick up their clues through the two-way speakerphone. So you start fun, and then you start implementing some of those safety protocols in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a big question we get, Lauren, is, what if my child doesn't want to wear it? Can you go through to some of the stuff that we've done with our parents? Are kiddos motivated to wear their AngelSense?
Yeah, we've definitely worked with some of our families, and basically starting small, having them wear it for a couple of seconds, and then kind of increasing it from there, and providing lots of rewards and reinforcement for wearing the device. So we've started with anything from having the device near them to kind of familiarize them with it, and then having it on them and starting with, just doing fun activities, maybe even starting at, 5 seconds of wearing it and leading up to a whole day. So definitely we work on those kind of learner readiness skills as well. If anyone is not able to start wearing it as Yeah, not having it basically. And then we also try different ways because there's a million different, not a million, but there's a lot of different ways that they can actually wear the device. So it's whether it's in the pocket or with the belt strap, things like that. So
Absolutely. Well, we do want to thank um, everyone for tuning in with us. We got to as many questions as we could. If we didn't get to yours, please tune in for our next episode, which will be coming up. We'll be posting on when that's going to be. But this, again, was just episode 1 of a series on how to get the best use out of your AngelSense. So today's episode, again, was your summer tips and tricks. Please make sure, if you just caught us in the middle, go through and watch, because there's really cool information, and tune in with us next time. We'd love to have you. Who knows what the next episode will be.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Have a great summer, guys. Stay cool.
Yeah.
We'll be seeing you next time.